So I was beginning to make plans for 714 with this prayer wave and the Olympics in 2012, and a mutual friend of Susanna and mine actually, who knew about the 714 vision, well, when I told her more about it, she said, oh my gosh, you have to speak to this girl, Susanna Prince. She's got this amazing vision called Joy to the Streets.
It's a bit more weird than that, actually. So the reason I knew Elise, I'd just been setting up an Alpha course in Haiti, in Port-au-Prince, and she'd been the girl on the ground in London, sort of coordinating that. So we got together finally when I got back to England. And I didn't actually know Pat. I mean, Pat is a reverend in our church, a curate in our church. And so I knew who he was, but I didn't actually know him. And just as I got back to England, I had a dream about
It's fine.
It's fine. And basically all that happened in this dream, it was like we were having a conversation, and it was, the only way I can describe it was like our minds just linked together in this conversation. And that was it. And I woke up and I was like, that was really profound, but I don't know what just happened. And then I met up with Elise, and I told her about Joy to the Streets, and she said, oh, you've got to meet my friend Pat Allerton. And I said, oh, that's weird. I've just had a dream about him. So that's how we got together, and really did find that the heart of our two visions are absolutely the same.
Yeah, I think we just both, we wanted to do something to do with the Olympics, and you know, the essentials are there. You know, we want to do something publicly, we want to get the church outside its four walls, we want to do something that's so simple that everyone, young and old, can engage with it, that every part of the church, every denomination can unite around, because there's no stage, there's no speakers, there's no one theology being put forward. You know, we are just coming together to worship, and we're coming together to pray, and that's something that every Christian is called to, no matter what tradition they're from. So those was a couple of, you know, some of the values that we shared, you know, just wanting to be doing what church does, but doing it outside, being church, but being church without walls. And so we just thought, well, we've got these two visions, why don't we bring them together and just do one thing?
Well, I think the other great thing actually about it is that it breaks off those stereotypes of what a Christian is. We want Methodists, Catholics, Pentecostals, Anglicans, like the whole shebang. And I mean, Baptists. Yay. But just imagine a day when you're walking down the street and you're maybe not a Christian, and you see a bunch of like old ladies singing on the streets, just singing their hearts out, and you think that's odd. And then you walk around.
That really is odd. No,
you walk around a corner and you just see, you know, a black gospel top choir just going for it. Yeah. And it just totally blows into the open of like who we are, and just breaks that stereotype and shows the world, as the eyes of the world come to London for the Olympics, that the church is alive. We want to welcome the world to London with the joy of the Lord, in worship and prayer. And I think it's also important, this is a really important year. We've got the Jubilee, we've just had the Jubilee. It's 2012, I think there's something kind of prophetic about that number, but also it's the Olympics. And you know, if we don't stand up and unify ourselves as one church and say, you know, this is a Christian nation, and the church is still thriving and Jesus is still alive, no one else is going to say it for us. So yeah. I think it's a really important opportunity. And
it's that unique opportunity. I mean, 2012, I mean, when are we going to have the Olympics in London ever again? When are millions going to be descending on our capital city? When are the eyes of a watching world going to be on us again? And this is just a simple, I mean, the church is doing lots of different things, but this is just a really simple opportunity for the church to gather as one, you know, and unite publicly, to be seen, to be heard. You know, Pentecost, the Spirit came and the disciples were, you know, revved up, they were filled, you know, fire came from heaven, the wind was heard, they spoke in tongues, and it says that the crowds in Jerusalem were drawn to this sound. And the heart of this is wanting to, you know, be a sight, be seen, be visible, but also to be a sound and to make a sound for Jesus that draws a crowd. I mean, look how many people are here in Trafalgar Square right now. And like, as we gather, crowds will gather to see what we're doing, to see what we're about. And the heart is, once that crowd is gathered, just like at Pentecost, the gospel was proclaimed. So we want to worship, we want to pray, but people will gather, and on the fringes we want the evangelists, you know, having gospel conversations, sharing their faith, witnessing. You know, we want people going out to, you know, in prayer triplets, in small groups, you know, going out and doing a bit of street prayer, street, you know, evangelism, sharing their faith in the coffee houses, on the streets, in Soho, wherever, just around here. I mean, the opportunity is huge, but it is unique, and it will pass us by like that. And this is our passion, is just to just lay something on that we can all get you know, involved with, that we can have a lot of fun. I mean, we're going to be singing lots of great hymns, lots of songs. We're going to be kneeling in public, stretching our arms out in public. We're going to be praying. We're going to be, you know, who knows, dancing. We're going to be singing Robbie Williams' Angels. I might be dancing. We're going to sing Angels, just for a bit of fun, just to have some fun and to show that the church is alive, the church is well, and we love this city and we want to reach this city. So it's a unique opportunity, and we just want to say, come join us, please spread the word. You know, don't lie in bed, don't watch a movie on a Saturday afternoon. Come out, take part, and we want to see something shift in the spiritual realms as well. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. We want you to be there.
Well, and I think also you touched on it, this outpouring of the Spirit. You know, not just for the lost, not just for people who don't know Jesus, but in the church itself, we want the church to be refilled with life. We want to see churches full. We don't want to see empty churches anymore. And we also, I think, going back to the idea of like a cappella, of like singing without instruments, we want the church to re-find its voice. And I think singing together without instruments is just so powerful. When you can actually hear each other, it really creates an incredible unity. And so we want to edify the church. I think that's another common shared ground.
Yeah. We're excited. We hope you are too.